is streaming now, so don't slander anybody.
Okay. Welcome to Gardens Oval here. St Mary's versus Waratah's under-18 football AFL NT coverage of the 2022-2023 season. You're with Stu Davis here and Robbie Hale. Stu, good game of footy here. The elimination final from last year, under-18s, 4v5. Saints got up on that day, kicked 1 goal to three-quarter time and kicked the last 3 or 4 to win the game.
Yeah, it was incredible, and then Saints got on a run, didn't they, and made the grand final, but were unsuccessful. But St Mary's under-18s have played last 3 grand finals, I think. Robbie, you were involved in a couple of them, but counts for nothing coming into round 1 of the season, of course.
Yep. Start here with Edwin Nemembo, I believe his name is.
Yep.
Former Hickman medalist.
And the tall fella in there for Waratah is Clayton Jewell. He's very tall, Robbie.
Yeah, you got Clayton Jewell and Cooper Best there, both come runner-up. Runner-up in the league medal last year.
So we're underway for the 2022-23 season, and Nagambo wins the first hit out at Saints with the first clearance coming down to half forward. Marking contest there and scrambling for the ball on the ground. Nicely picked up down there by
Ollie Paulson there, number 8. I coached Ollie at St Mary's in the 14s 4 years ago, so he's crossed over to Waratahs a few years back. Good run off half back there from him.
And a good smother to see the ball out of bounds just forward of the wing. St Mary's attacking end. St Mary's kicking to the right of screen, the city end of Gardens Oval. Another good hit out there, and nice bit of roving by Romolo, but his kick unfortunately just over the boundary line, and it'll be a free
two clearances to Romolo early.
Yeah, in the action. So the kick comes inboard, and now good work through the hands and an opportunity for Tars through Sivior. He kicks long inside forward 50, roving off the back was Blittner. Blittner a snap on goal, but just misses to the right hand side. So the first score of the game is behind to Waratah.
Xavier Blittner was involved in the 16s Thunder program last year, played a couple of Prems games as well. Keep an eye out for him, number 14 Tars.
So Saints bring it in to the outer side of the ground, looking to keep going around that wing through the hands there, and on the ground for Saints was Devery, but couldn't control the ball. Pack of players around it now. It's picked up in a quick hand pass forward. There's a free kick blown, I think was holding after disposal there, and Brett Wilson will take the free kick for Saints. He kicks the ball long down towards the front of the centre square. Ball comes to ground. Again, a pack of players around the ball, everyone keen to get involved early, obviously. But ball's not getting out too quickly. It does now, and an opportunity, the hand pass over the top by Orr gives Tars the chance to go forward. A long kick there by Barling, inside forward 50. It's picked up down there by Marr, hooks the ball around it, bouncing towards the goal, but just bounces over the boundary line next to the right hand behind post. So Tars with an opportunity with a boundary throw in deep in their forward line.
A few handy touches for Ethan Barling, another former Saints junior that's crossed over to Waratahs.
So the big fella Jewell in front gets the tap down in front of him, but no one can control it, and it's out of bounds again in the right forward pocket. So ball to the ground now. A couple of Tars players run onto it, but just couldn't take hold of it cleanly, and there's a swarm of players around the ball once again. Blittner in there gets tackled with the ball, and Saints working hard in defence, but that kick from Jalel was half smothered, and here's a chance for Saints with open space in the forward line. The kick goes over the top. Running onto it here is McWilliams for St Mary's, but first in the chase is McCormick for Waratah. They struggle for the ball on the ground, and again that quick transition from defence into the forward line sees a boundary throw in the left forward pocket for St Mary's. So got the ball down there pretty quickly, and it was an open forward line, but just couldn't get their hands on it to control it.
Mick Williams has been named captain for the Saints as well. I think he's only about 15 years old, so that's very good.
Yeah, incredible. So from that throw in, no clear hit out. Again, the ball on the ground and a scramble of players over it. I think we're going to have a ball up this time about 20 metres out from the St Mary's goal. So from that ruck contest, Tars looking to clear out of defence, but the tackle was laid, and now out into some space. That's Poulsen, isn't it, with the kick out of defence. Gets it outside defensive 50. But now a chance for Saints. Slick hands through there. If they can pick up and control here. The kick's half smothered there from Niembo, and he followed up, but good defensive work from Tars. Kick out of bounds. Boundary throw-in's been called. The Saints players calling for deliberate, but that's not the way the umpire saw it, and it'll be a boundary throw-in.
Good contest in the ruck here with two, Clayton Jewell and Edwin Namambo.
So Jewell just outreaches in there. Wilson in front of the pack read it well, but couldn't get his kick barreling. A hack off the ground, did pretty well. Good teamwork through the hands there by Saints, but again the kick smothered, plays all in tight, and difficulties getting clean possession and clean heels. Here's a free kick to Waratah. It's barreling once again across half back, and he hands it off to Orr, who goes long down to half forward. Tars have got a few players in the picture here. The big fella Marr picks it up, gets the hand pass out. Blittner working hard at the bottom of the pack, has the ball in front of him. He's taken it backwards about 20 metres. He's tackled there by Wilson, but managed to get it to Orr, and now a chance for Marr to go forward. Almost a spectacular mark taken there by Joel Burke, but he recovers well, picks up, gets the hand pass across and gets it back into 1-2. He's being chased down now, but used the ball beautifully to Stefanidakis, and Stefanidakis down inside half forward. That's a great kick and a good lead, and hits McWilliams on the lead. He's run himself into a bit of trouble there, and got the hand pass across, but a free kick's been paid for hanging on in the tackle for a bit too long, I think. So Saints probably a bit lucky out of that one, Robbie.
Yeah, Nick Stefanakis, a very talented player. He played in the flag for me 2 years ago in the under-18s as a 15-year-old, come up from the 16s, and it's probably third or fourth best on the day. So
he kicks long to the goal square. Good defensive work by Tars. Thump it to the front of the pack, and now the clearing kick comes out to 50, but Saints are lined up back here, and the mark's taken by McPhee.
McPhee, the son of Rod McPhee, 5-time premiership player for the Saints.
So he's long out in front of the goal square. Mark's being claimed by Baldock, not paid. Quick hand pass forward, and now another opportunity. A snap around the corner. Is it coming back far enough? Doesn't look like it at this stage. So Angus Cock that was, who gave the hand pass, received it back, and just swung the ball back, but not enough. So one behind each at the almost the 9-minute mark of this first quarter in round one of TIO NTFL under-18s action.
Poulsen and Jewell both been very good early, along with Ethan Barling. It was a bit of a surprise packet's had a bit of it. Blittner looking dangerous up forward. Yeah,
Barling just getting in the right places, particularly across half back there, isn't he? And and using it going forward. He's in the action again there, but the quick hit out comes out, and Devery gets the hand pass across. Long kick forward there by Bush, inside forward 50, but intercepting mark. It's taken nicely down there by Mitchell Connors. He kicks long, and mark taken here by Blittner over the back of the pack, goes short out wide where he's got a spare player, and Tars go inside forward 50 again. Marr comes out, but the ball gets through him, and Saints with a hand pass out again, tackling being held on too long, and Brendan Nathaniel will take that free kick. He kicks out wide, and Saints got some players through the middle of the ground here. That's a nice pass inboard to Romolo. He's got another running player here in King. King plays on, didn't see the Waratah player coming in, and he was allowed to play on a hack out of the air. Yeah. It's high in the air.
Got a soccer background, Romolo.
But Tars have got the numbers around the centre of the ground here. Or again looks a bit boggy in there as he gets his kick out wide, and it's Metcalf running onto it, running inside 50 now. Kicks short. That's a good pass, and the mark's taken out in front on the second grab by Bevan Marr. And he'll take a kick from about 35 out. He's looking to centre the ball into the corridor where he's got some spare players. The mark's spilt there, unfortunately, for Tars, and Saints able to just get it out of the defensive 50 with a kick off the ground, but Tars again with the opportunity. Hand pass out in front to no one in particular, and nicely picked up here. A bit of late contact, but play on's the call as Saints have got it down to the wing. Pretty hot in the contest at the moment. There's not much room to move once they take possession of the ball, and still scrambling for it on the ground. But no one able to take really clear possession there. Mitchell Connors dragged to the ground, and now Saints the opportunity. The hand pass comes out from Coleman here to Cock. Cock looking to go inside forward 50, looking for McWilliams again, but he was knocked out of it in the contest. Ball loose on the ground, picked up there by Jackson. He got tackled straight away. McWilliams runs onto it again, looking to hand pass inboard. He does so now, finds Wilson. Brett Wilson controls it eventually, kicks long towards goal. There's no Saints players back there, only the single Waratah player in Clancy McCormick, but he just watched the ball as it bounced through for or behind. So no goals on the board with about 6 minutes to go in the quarter.
16-minute quarters here, Stu, for the under-18s.
Yeah, it's shortened this year for the heat policy. But the big fella Jewel picks up and hooks around the corner, but that one bounces out of bounds. And it'll be a boundary throw-in on the wing on the outer side of the ground at Gardens Oval. Pretty warm, muggy conditions as we'd expect, Robbie, but some cloud cover and a little bit of breeze, so could have been a lot worse at this time of day.
Yeah, all the boys look like they're blowing out the cobwebs.
So from the boundary throw-in, no one got their hand to it. A quick kick out of the pack. Sees Saints move the ball forward, nicely picked up down there, and hand pass to the ground by Parry. He got caught in the end, and now Tars looking to tidy it up in the back, but Saints with some bullocking work through there by Kabiko, but he was caught with the ball, and it'll be a Waratah free kick at centre half back, and it's going the way of Joshua Cronk. Cronk goes short out wide and finds Embescado. Embescado goes long, looking for Blittner, goes over his head. Orr's involved as well. He picks up, but he's tackled as soon as he took possession of the ball. A good tackle. Quick hand pass across by Bush, but misses the target. Orr's in the play again. He tries to break the tackle, eventually gets the hand pass out, but Saints able to clear it away from that outer side. And now the opportunity running through the centre. Some good shepherding work allowed the kick to come down towards centre half forward. Another marking contest down there, picked up by Jallo, who got the hand pass inboard. Wilson trying to pick it up, but couldn't get his hands on it. And now Coleman comes back. He has the first grab at it, but just slips out of his hands, and the ball's still loose on the ground. Jallo again gets the quick hand pass across, but couldn't find the teammate. Paulson in there doing some good work, ducked back one way and then the other, kicked long down the line, but his kick was chopped off by McPhee once again for Saints. McPhee on the left foot kicks down towards half forward. Off hands, the ball slips over the back. Here's an opportunity down there for Embescado. Tars go out wide towards the outer side of the ground on the half-back flank. Hand pass forward there by Mac Jackson for Saints. And now an opportunity again. Devery's involved, but just lays a higher tackle. Advantage is paid, Advantage is paid, and Tars take it forward, but chopped off there, and Niambo slams it back in towards centre half forward. Saints have got some numbers here if they can use the ball. The quick kick forward by Jackson was out in space, and Saints have still got the numbers here. They're trying to work the ball through the hands. There's a kick off the outside of the boot. It's a pretty good finish down there. It's Michael Romolo who kicks the first goal of the game. So some good teamwork by St Mary's down in the forward line there. Had the numbers, used the ball through the hands, and then Romolo a clever kick on the outside of the foot. Yeah,
Michael Romolo's probably been their best so far today. He had those early clearances there, Stu, and he's got a bit of a soccer background, come back and playing some footy for St Mary's.
Yeah, he's been very good. So it was just a bit of an arm wrestle there, wasn't it, between the half forward lines really for both sides, but Saints able to break through with the first goal.
And traditionally here at Gardens, that is the scoring end going towards the city. So this will be interesting to see how it pans out for the game.
So just waiting for the restart here as the Tars player running in front of us to get set up in the back 50. So I think the umpires are happy now that everyone's in position, and we can get started again. Just a couple of minutes to go in this first quarter, and it's Nyambo in there doing the work for Saints. He did the ruck work, runs back, and now wins the clearance, kicks high straight down the middle of the ground. But Paulson, with some good body work, shifted his opponent out of the way, picked up, and then kicked out wide to the advantage there of Alba. But Alba couldn't get to the ball first, and Tars again with their hands on the ball. It's Morgan involved, got a quick hand pass out but before he's tackled. Morgan again picks up, but a scramble for the ball. Blittner goes in, tries to snatch it out of the pack, does eventually, and gets a quick kick forward. That was clever work, and but it's Saints out of defence with a quick kick by Connor Williams, just outside defensive 50, but Tars are first there, and the disposal was adjudged to be incorrect, and so it's a Saints free kick. They come out wide here to Cox. Cox in plenty of trouble here with a couple of Tars opponents on him, and again it's Oliver Paulson with some good defensive work, and he won the free kick, passed off to Blittner. Blittner chips the ball in the corridor, and a strong mark taken out in front there, and an opportunity for Tars, and it looks like Lockie Metcalf, I think.
I think
it's not.
It's Ethan Barling
yeah,
there. So
that's right, it is. So yeah, so he's getting all over the ground and pushed forward, took a strong mark overhead, and now a kick for goal, which is missed, but there's a whistle on the play here. And I think it's going to be a Saints free kick, so that score shouldn't count, I would think. Just a bit of action off the ball there, and temper's getting a bit frayed. So St Mary's free kick, and that's as the siren goes to end the quarter. Just want to get the discipline a bit better than that, Robbie. But an interesting first quarter, as we said, an arm wrestle, but Saints come out on top.
yeah, it's quarter time. St Mary's 1-2-8, Waratah 0-1-1. Ollie Paulson, clearly best player for Waratah, along with Ethan Barling, and Michael Romolo, the clear standout there for St Mary's.
This afternoon here at Waratah, TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Picked up by Makara. Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's picked an absolute ripper.
bit early, isn't it? Yeah, that's all right.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval. St Mary's versus Waratahs under 18 football, round 1 of the season. We're with Robbie Hale and Stu Davis. First quarter, only single to Michael Romolo for the Saints, 128 to 0-1. Ethan Barlin and Paulson both very good early for the Waratahs, and the ruck duel between Clayton Jewell and Edwin Namambo has been a very good one, Stu, as well.
It has been really interesting, and Nambo just getting a bit of work done around the ground as well, away from the ruck contest. So he's obviously an important player for St Mary's. But yeah, it's been pretty hotly contested. There hasn't been much room to move. The ball's been in tight a bit, as we'd probably expect early in the season, where everyone's keen to make an impression. But yeah, so really, although Saints have the advantage on the scoreboard, it's been a really even contest so far.
Yeah, a few prime movers as well. I'd like to see get a bit more of the footy. Isaiah Baldock and Nick Stefanakis, and I think Cooper Best for the Waratahs as well has been a bit quiet early here, but his partner in crime, Ethan Barling, stepped up. So Tars now going to the scoring end, traditionally the scoring end towards the city. Let's see if that makes a difference for this second quarter.
So siren goes, and we're about to get underway in the second quarter of this round 1 under 18 boys match as the big fella for Tars, Jewell, thumps it out, but well read there by Bush. Bush for Saints drives the ball forward towards centre half forward, but again Paulson tidying up across the back, got a hand pass forward and then butters up and gets it long kick down. Oh, good effort in front there by Morgan, just brought the ball to ground. But Saints at ground level, some good work and quick hand pass out by Kabiku gives the opportunity for Devry in front there, but just couldn't control the ball. But he's going to win himself a free kick for a push, so he's looking to move it quickly, goes laterally, and Saints on the outer side of the ground, the mark taken there by Romolo, who kicks long down towards half forward now. A couple of Tars players working there, but McWilliams coming out strongly. Couldn't hold the mark, but recovered well to get the ball on the bounce. Now gets it again, receives the hand pass and kicks inside forward 50. Coleman's kick smothered. It's picked up down there by Cock. Hooks around the corner, going all the way to the line, just over the head of the Waratah defender and hits the goalpost. So a good attacking move by Saints, but a behind only.
I like the way big Ethan Coleman plays down there as well. Gets really physical and gets into him.
So Tars, a good clearance out there, and play on's the call as the hand pass comes out. Saints with the opportunity to thump it back inside forward 50 again.
There's
but
Paulson again.
Paulson again just sat himself in the hole, read it beautifully, and the kick went straight to him. So he plays on now to the outer side of the ground. No mark taken out there. The ball hits the ground, and running onto it for Saints was Zane Jalel, but just couldn't control it and saw it over the boundary line for a throw-in. So just St Mary's scoring end of the scoreboard on the outer side of the ground, and again a quick kick forward by Niambo for Saints, but it's chopped off once again by Paulson, and Tars bring it to switch it to the grandstand side of the ground. Bush picks up, he's got a player in some space down here, gets it out in front of Stefanidakis, but good defensive work there to chop him off, and it's that man Paulson again, Robbie.
Yeah, Paulson's just been sitting back with no one really going towards him. I think someone needs to pair him off there. He's had 3 or 4 intercepts. Saints have dominated play early here in this second quarter.
So from the boundary throw in, it's Stefanidakis with a great snap on goal out of the ruck contest. The big fella Clayton Jewell got his hand to the ball, but Nicholas Stefanidakis was just sitting behind him there, and the ball slipped over the back and off one step, just snapped it straight through the middle. So a great finish.
Nick Stefanakis as well, a very talented junior player. I'm pretty sure he played last night for Hellenic in the men's Premier League soccer. So won the league medal there, I believe. So as a 17-year-old kid, very good achievement. Son of Pedro, who had a stint at Buffaloes.
Yes, kids with energy that can play sport every day of the week.
Run
Fantastic.
all day.
Yeah. So Saints just pushed that lead out to 14 points early in this second quarter, and Tars will be looking to get their hands on the ball and get it up there scoring end. But it's Saints again with the clearance. Devries just lost his footing there, gets a hand pass up, and Bush kicks long down towards half forward, but evades everyone's hands down there and keeps bouncing and rolling out of bounds just inside forward 50 for St Mary's.
Young Devry's been pretty good as well. He's been clean, smaller player, but the cleanness has been really good from young Devry. The one for Saints.
Yep. So the boundary throw in. Niambo again doing the ruck work for Saints. Now the ball comes back to Wilson. Wilson kicks long towards goal, but just drifted away to the right-hand side. Looked like it was going to hold its line for a while there, but a behind only for Saints. And now Tars bring the ball in, looking to bring it grandstand side. And marking contest sees the ball on the ground. Devry again in there working hard, and also for Tars was Morgan. But Devry just pinches that one, again loses his footing, and gets a hand pass out this time to Baldock. Baldock on the left foot just keeps the ball in play, advances at about 40 metres around that left-hand flank, but Tars have got the numbers and they clear out of defence now. The long kick, ball slips over the back. It's picked up again by Bush, who hooks it over his shoulder, thumps it back inside forward 50. Some struggling for the ball on the ground. Stefanidakis gets a quick kick forward cleverly, and getting his hands to the ball there was Jalel for St Mary's. He
free kick.
Knocked it out in front, and Stefanidakis got bundled over illegally according to the umpire. And he'll go back with a chance to kick his second goal for the quarter.
Yeah, Nick Stefanakis come back for his second here. Normally not a bad kick of the footy.
Well, we saw what he could do in broken play with that finish from the ruck contest, and now he's got a set shot and kicks on the way. Goal umpire's making a little bit of room. He's just pulled that one to the left, so a behind only.
A few moves might be needed. Maybe Ollie Paulson could go into the midfield here for Waratahs. Has been very good at half back. I think they might be kicking it to him now. Or Big Jewel.
So they do bring it grandstand side again. The big fella Jewel gets underneath it, gets his hands to it, but just couldn't control it, and it spills out and over the boundary line for another throw in. So about 4 minutes gone, or 7 minutes gone, sorry, second quarter, and it's St Mary's who have dominated the field position so far. It's snatched out of there by Niambo, but his kick was smothered and picked up beautifully by Poulsen in traffic. Kicks the ball out wide and gives the opportunity for Barling to run onto it here, but he's swamped by Saints players who run him down. There's a free kick being paid here for a leg tap, but play on's the call. The advantage is taken, and Niambo kicks inside forward 50. Nicely controlled there by Jalel. Swings around, kicks long towards goal. Looks like a good finish. It is a good finish, and St Mary's have their third on the board, and just some good clean work across half forward there, Robbie.
Yeah, Waratahs just had to keep pushing that ball forward there. They let the ball get behind them, and Saints had the numbers there and they cleared it out there after that free kick. Prime movers, as I said at quarter time, Stefanidakis getting his hands on it in the midfield here as well with Romolo McPhee and Edwin Namumbo starting to get on top of in the ruck here.
Yeah, he is. He's not as tall as his opponents, but certainly got some spring and times his jumps well.
Joel Burke's had some good moments, attacked the footy.
So from the restart, Tars this time, but it's Wilson in there who gets a quick kick forward for Saints. Good work through the hands. There's Burke as we speak, and that's a beautiful pass inside forward 50, just given a couple of metres of space, and Cock gets on the end of that one, Angus Cock, and kick the last goal, and he'll go back and have another shot now. Be kicking from about 35 metres out on a little bit of an angle, but not too much.
Yeah, I'd make the move now and put Poulsen in the midfield, I think. Try to get that ascendancy back for Waratahs. starting to look dangerous here.
Angus Cox's kick on the way, looks good, he likes it, his teammates like it, straight through for another one, and it's starting to look a bit dangerous for Tars here now. They were right in the contest early in the first quarter, but Saints have just come out firing in the second quarter with 3 goals on the board already.
Yeah, Namambo's athleticism is really going to stand out at this level. Paulson's been moved into the midfield, which is a good move. Probably should have happened a little bit earlier. But let's see if we've got 7 minutes to go for Waratahs to get it back here.
So Jalel doing the ruck work for Saints this time, and but it's Tars. But again, Saints with the clearance. Coleman, sorry, it was McPhee, of course, with the clearance. But Tars are pretty well set up behind. If they can take clean possession, they do now. And a long kick forward by Paulson again, but it's chopped off in defence this time nicely. And Ryan Williams for Saints switches the ball to the outer side of the ground where Nathaniel takes the mark. He's looking to move it quickly around the wing. Baldock out in front picks it up on the bounce and runs around his opponent and now kicks long down towards half forward, but just slipping back there for Tars was Emboscado, takes a mark and switches the ball nicely into the midfield where Paulson's found some space. He kicks to a runner off half back onto the outer side of the wing, and that was a good run, and a long kick down by Connors, but just having trouble getting it past centre half forward at the moment. There's a scramble for the ball on the ground. Eventually the hand pass comes out, and Bush in there working hard got the hand pass up nicely to Jalel. Jalel kicks high in towards the centre of the ground, and sitting under that again was Emboscado, and got it out, and Tars able to get it down towards half forward, but strong defensive work, and now eventually it's Wilson for Saints who thumps the ball long down towards centre half forward, but coming across there out in front for Tars with some good work was Augusto, who managed to get the ball out to the wing in front of his teammate out there, who I think was Ethan Barling again, but the ball's forced out of bounds and a boundary throw in again. But good work across half back there by Paulo de Jesus Augusto. There's a mouthful for us, Robbie.
You're watching AFL NT's coverage here of the TIO NTFL under-18s.
So the ball loose at the back, and Paulson again thumps it forward down towards half forward. Saints are set up pretty well behind the ball here, but a toe poke gives Tars the advantage. An attempted kick off the ground there by Ma, but just ricocheted off a Saints player and bounces over the boundary line for another boundary throw, and this time about 30 metres around from the Waratah goal at the city end of the ground, and they'd be looking to make the most of this stoppage and try to get themselves on the board in the second quarter.
Yeah, Paulson's had four touches here since he's moved onto the ball as well, which was handy for his side.
Well, we've got an issue here. A non-ruckman took possession of the ball, so it's a St Mary's free kick to the Saints ruckman Niambo. He switches here looking for Devery. Devery takes the mark. He's pushed up from the wing down into the back line, and now he's looking to switch. Changes his mind and runs around the player on the mark. Eventually kicks long grandstand side, but that's easily chopped off by Papworth, who gives it across in the middle to his teammate Emboscado, but his kick is chopped off at half back by Nathan McPhee.
Tars just blazing away going in forward here a fair bit. They're getting a bit of momentum here, but they just haven't capitalised. Saints have switched it great ball movement here.
So just got themselves out of a little bit of trouble there. Fairchild clears around the outer side, but well read down there, and Tars looking to bring it back in. A dinky little kick inboard. Wasn't all that effective in the end. It gave Saints the opportunity to close in on their Waratah opponents. Picked up and a strong tackle, but we've got a stalemate there, and a ball up's been called. So about 3 minutes to go in the quarter, so Tars need to get their skates on if they want to get themselves on the board in this quarter and tighten up this contest a bit. But some good work running through the middle there by Vrodos. Got the hand pass across, but Saints pretty cleverly in the end get it out here to Romolo. Romolo kicks long into the middle of the ground, but tidying up across the back for Tars was Orr. He tried to hand pass to an opponent, missed the target, went back in himself, but again, good defensive work by Augusto, thumped it out of the defensive area, and another hack kick forward by Cronk, but Saints have picked that one off pretty well, and Bush kicks it forward and finds Burke. Burke switches to the outer side to Nyambo. Nyambo chips it out, looking for Devery, who takes the mark on the half-forward flank on the outer side after being on the half-back flank on this side a couple of minutes ago, and working hard across there. There's an arm chop has been called, and a free kick will go to Angus Cock.
Just on that play, Stu, there was two Waratah blokes on the other side in the pocket, just on their knees, and while that switch kick did come in inside 50, the Saints boys had already set up, and the Tars boys were 40 metres out of play. Quick rebound resulted for St Mary's. He's having a pin.
Yep, so he'll be kicking from, well, just around the 50-metre mark, and take his best, you would think. Oh, he runs around the player on the mark, pretty clever there, gets to about 40, kicks long towards goal, and that's a beautiful finish again. So that's... Is
that his third, Stu?
Yeah.
Don't know much about him, but he's really had a great second quarter here, young Cock.
Yeah. Yeah, he's been really impressive, and clean hands and beautiful foot skills, as we've seen with a couple of those finishes.
Waratah's just not making the most of the opportunities in that little play there they did have inside 50s, going across that half-forward line, just across that paint. The kicks just haven't been on. That pressure from St Mary's, and St Mary's have set up well behind the footy as well, Stu.
Yeah, that's right. They've been really disciplined in setting up across the back, and just keep rebounding the ball when it does come down. But they've obviously been helped by the way Tars have used it going inside as well. So the clock ticking down there, just under a minute, and kick clearance by Burke for Saints again. An opportunity for Peniris running onto it, just couldn't handle it in the end, and Tars with the chance to clear. The Metcalf kicks it into the centre of the ground. Nice mark taken by Blittner. He runs off straight away and kicks the ball out wide to half forward. Here's an opportunity for Tars if they can use the ball through their teammates. He tries to go all by himself in the end. That was Jake Sevier, and perhaps could have given the hand pass inboard, but had a ping at goal himself, perhaps aware that the clock was running down, but just missed to the near side.
It's almost going to see us out here. 10 seconds to go.
Yeah, I can't see much happening from here as the long kick goes out of the goal square, and Saints get it outside defensive 50, just as the siren goes to end the quarter, end the first half, and a pretty impressive quarter by Saints, Robbie.
Oh yeah, very impressive quarter. Edwin Namambo was very good, along with Baldock, Romolo, Brett Wilson also chipping in there, and obviously the 3 goals by Angus Cock. Very good up forward. Waratah's best served by Ollie Paulson. He's going to need some contributors to come with him today to bring it home for the Tars in this third quarter to get them back in the game. You're at Gardens Oval here, TIO NTFL 2022-2023 season. You're watching under-18 football.
Couldn't quite take the mark, but they're still in the action. Morrison on the end of it gets a boot to the ball, and it's 3 for the first goal of the grand final.
On her own, you do not let her roam around on her own, especially about 30 metres out.
As we know, and that has gone through for a goal to Dominic Carbone.
This is probably just on her range, so gets good purchase.
Wow.
She's kicked it and she celebrates. Look at the celebration.
That's an opportunity as it's paddled forward. It's picked up and hand passed out wide. Here's a chance for Miller. She swings around on the right foot. Looks pretty good.
Ebony Miller.
So yeah, she gets her hands on the ball.
Yeah, it feels amazing, especially bouncing back from last year's grand final. Sorry, working hard consistently with the girls, and it's fulfilling to get this. There's a ritual from under 18 grand finals. I thought,
I love that.
Thanks, Nick.
Targets there, Wilkins. That's deja vu the other week. Spills out of Collis. Collis on his left foot. He's hit that well.
Who's got him in the multi?
Right on the line. Umpire says that's a goal. First blood of the grand final of the task. Ball comes out there to Yaron. Chased by his same number 11, Waratah. Yaron ducked back in forward and the hit's called a lace out.
It's a very important kick, obviously, across the stripe.
38-40. Umpire does not move a whisker. Corner likes it. Well done, St Mary's there on the board. There was Arnold. He gives the handball forward there.
Here he goes.
Kirtley's run on. Kirtley from 30, round on the right. Oh, quick, Silver!
The lad from Nooka. Look at him go.
Handball is to Long. They got a player running forward there. Now that is Land. Land goes on his left foot.
We pride ourselves on the St Mary's being a worker. Yeah, we've got blokes who, can win league medals. We've had players who've played AFL, but when you put this jumper on, it doesn't matter who you are or where you come from or what you've done. It's what you do in the jumper that matters most. So it's just a great reward for the guys that have put in the hard work, not just this year or the last 2 years, but the last 5 years, like I said, since we haven't won a grand final.
As a footy club, we've been growing pretty significantly over the last 6-7 years, and it sort of pretty much culminates this weekend for our first ever Men's Premier League game. So the timing was right to launch into a Men's Premier League team.
It's a whole new era. We've been sort of right up there and playing in grand finals, and I think the talk around town is why don't Pints put in a team in the Premier League? So we're probably getting into a position off field that we can do that. And why not? Why not step up into the higher grade and test ourselves? So it's a very challenging time, but we're looking forward to testing ourselves with the Premier League teams.
We've got a special jumper for the day that sort of highlights a bit of our past, so they'll all get to wear that and we'll auction them off in a couple of weeks' time. So it has taken a lot of work, and there's been some key people who've done a huge amount of work, particularly over the last 12 months to get us here. But we'll see on Saturday, there'll be a big contingent of green and gold there, and it'll sort of make it all worth its while, and then as we develop.
Yo, my name is Vera, this is my son Basu, and we're training down at the beach for Auskick 2022. Yeah, when my kids got nothing to do, I take them down to the beach, play footy with my kids, run, do push-ups, do exercise. This is where they learn it from Auskick. Auskick, Auskick. We line up 2 bottles, make a little goal. It could be rock, anything, coconut. If they don't have footy, they'll kick a bottle or even a coconut, as long as it's something to kick with.
Yeah, so Vera's been sort of a revelation. She's a parent that came down at the start just to help with her kids who came down. She has not missed a beat, so she's turned up. She just said, Webby, how can I help? And, just started to give her a little bit each week, to the point where at week 4 or 5, she ended up by saying, Vera, you're right to go, you can be a coach. She's actually taken them for the last 4 weeks, and she's been our head coach, hence why she's now got an Auskick top, Auskick hat, and she loves it. She goes home, she teaches her kids.
I really love participating in Auskick, helping the others, playing with the kids, doing basic footy skills with them. I don't think that I'll be coaching, but yeah, it changed my life.
She's just everything Auskick's, about.
Welcome back to Gardens Oval. You're here watching the TIO NTFL Under-18s 2022-2023 season. St Mary's Stu Davis come out in that second quarter. A lot of vigour and kicked 4 goals to none.
Yeah, really took control of the game, didn't they? They pretty much had the ball camped in their forward half, and some excellent skills and good finishing, and yeah, they've really blown it apart a bit here in the second quarter. So Waratah now looking to just settle themselves, and if they can get a goal or two on the board early, that will give them a bit of confidence going forward, I would think.
Yeah, in the AFL they talk about blokes with the basketball background, but it's the boys with the soccer background for Saints going well. Stefan Darkus, Romolo and Niambo all performing really well. The big Ethan Coleman here is going into the ruck.
It's an interesting move from Saints, but it's Wilson at ground level who just chipped it sideways and then went back in himself and gathered his own ball, hand pass forward. He's taken out of the contest pretty heavily there, but Saints continue to rock forward, but good defensive work down there by Cooper Best for Tars. He got it across to Sivior, who kicks long down towards half forward, but that's just picked off across half back. I think that might be Fairchild.
The ball rider
clears it down to the wing here. Oh, some clever work down there by Gabiko, but his kick, unfortunately for Saints, is off target and chopped off by Emboscado. He switches to into the centre of the ground, and the mark was almost taken, not paid, I think, by Barling there, and lost his footing, unfortunately. But Tars still in the contest. Hand pass comes out, but some clever work again by Wilson. Just spins around and now kicks long just forward of centre here. Saints running onto it through Jallo, but this hand pass has gone astray. Again, some good defensive work, and Best gets a clearing kick for Tars. Now an opportunity to go forward again. Sivior on the left foot this time. That's a good pass inside forward 50, and the mark's taken by Mitchell Murphy. He plays on quickly. He's got a player running straight down the corridor, and that's a beautiful pass.
Just taking their time, Stu, just to hit those passes is important for Tars. They have seemed to have been rushing it a little bit. Just lowered the eyes. Barling streaming through the middle there.
Yeah, no, a really good passage of play, a good build-up, and Barling kicks for goal. He's got Waratah's first goal on the board, and that's the one that they were looking for to start this third quarter.
Yeah, you know what you're going to get with Paulson. He's been their best player, but Barling, these sort of types of players need to step up in this second half, to bring Waratahs back in this game. Cooper Best has been moved to a half-back line, so him and Paulson are starting there. Got Xavier Blittner with Premier League experience starting on the ball now for this Waratah outfit. Yeah, and the big fella across half-back, Brody Emboscado, has been pretty important just with some intercepts back there. He's been okay all game, but started this third quarter with just a couple of important touches back there. I think he's also involved in the Thunder program as well. Yep. You don't have too many boys that size running around in the top end, unfortunately, so harness that talent.
So from the restart, Blittner in at the centre, gets his hands on it now, just evades a couple, ducks back inside, runs himself into a bit of trouble, but his hand pass was smothered, but he gets it back again and gets the quick kick forward down to the front edge of the goal square, but it's Burke in there for Saints across half-back, just couldn't control it in the end. He's still involved, manages to hook that one out and give his teammate an opportunity. Burke again fighting for the ball on the ground, but nothing clear. Eventually the kick comes out, but it's Paulson again this time, just trying to do a little bit too much, I think, and got past one or two, but got caught eventually. And
Tars got the numbers here, sitting back behind the footy. A few Saints blokes walking back behind play.
No one on the mark though for Tars, so Jalil just strolls off, and a beautiful pass hits Cock out in front, and now he kicks long, goes over the back, and there's a free kick here for a push. I think it's going to go St Mary's way. That's in the marking contest. The free kick was paid, and it's McWilliams who's going to take that free kick.
Yeah, I hope that was the bloke behind, because just come back with the flight. There wasn't too much in that one. McWilliams, the captain of St Mary's,
playing out a full forward today, and a set shot here. On the left, kicks on the way. Looks like it's just going to get over the player on the line. It does, and that's a goal for St Mary's. So a quick response to the Waratah goal earlier, and McWilliams gets his first goal on the board for the season.
Yes, Stu, the Waratah boys did get back there, 4 or 5 of them in that space, but then they'd let the easy hit-up kick come through half forward. Then no one dropped back into that space, and they ended up getting back there, but gave away the free kick.
Yeah, well, that's right. They all pushed back and forgot to have someone on the mark, so it just
someone
made
on
it
the
easy.
mark, and then someone hit up, and they were just standing there watching.
Yep. So, from the restart again, the experiment of Coleman in the ruck didn't last too long, as Tars now Blittner again with the clearance this time, runs away, kicks inside forward 50, ball slips through, and Saints with a bit of footwork there. Fairchild swings back, clever work, and now puts it out into space down in front of us here in front of the grandstand, where big Clayton Jewell takes the possession, but got pushed over the line, and it'll be a boundary throw in.
Fairchild's had those 2 intercept plays there at half back, been very good this third quarter, young Jed Fairchild. Son of the hammer, Fairchild.
So, ball picked up off the ground by Jewell, couldn't get his boot to the ball, and quick kick forward for Saints, sees Jalel opportunistically take the mark. He's called to play on and tackled from behind and penalised. Paulson picks it up, takes the advantage, gets a hand pass inboard to the big fella Jewell. Jewell kicks long, straight down the ground, looking for Maher there. It slips over the back. It's a foot race to get to the ball as it runs to the goal square, and running onto it down there for Waratah was Jake Sivior, who showed a clean pair of heels, a bit of zip down there, got to the ball first, took possession and threw it on the boot from about 5 metres out.
Yeah, very quick play there from the Warriors. Got on the end of it, and that's what they need today. They're 4 goals down now. 1 goal, 2 goals this quarter. The Tars have kicked to 1 against the traditional scoring end as well. Barling's been good in the midfield, and Xavier Blittner, since moving in there, has been good as well. He's started half forward, moved onto the pill now.
That's right, and it doesn't matter what grade of footy you're playing, the defenders hate the ball coming in quickly and with space there, and Tars took advantage of it that time. So it's been a lot more impressive performance by Waratah in this third quarter. They just went missing a bit in the second quarter, so just narrowing the margin a bit and looking for the clearance here. But it's Nyambo in there for Saints, but it's a quick kick out of the middle there by McPhee, and he finds his teammate just forward of the ball, Jalel. He kicks long inside forward 50, mopped up back there across half back by Connors for Tars, but he was wrapped up in the tackle as soon as he took possession, so the ball up will follow, and he'll go in and do the ruck work, gets his hand to the ball, taps it straight down to the advantage of his teammates. Connor's in there again, just struggled to control it as the hand pass went behind him a little bit, and another stalemate and another ball up.
Waratahs can't afford to let one get in.
Oh, that's a bit of a tunnel act in the ruck contest, and a bit dangerous play there by the big fella Coleman. Free kick's been paid to Emboscado. He looks a bit sore. I think he landed flat on his back, but he's going to take his kick. Just goes down the wing here in front. Oh, the mark's nicely taken in the middle of the pack, actually, by Connor Williams for Saints, and now he drives them back down towards half forward. Oh, a great mark once again by Emboscado coming across. Looks like he's recovered pretty well, and his kick just slipped over the top of the head, unfortunately, of Lockie Metcalf, and beats everyone out of bounds. So another throw in.
Speaking of the coach, Jimmy Waratah for Warriors during the week, he did say a lot of the boys have done a lot of pre-season, so they have to start swinging that footy around, Stu, and moving Saints around if they think they've got the edge in the running capabilities.
So from the hit out, picked up down there by Parry for Saints, but his hand pass missed the target. They're still struggling for the ball on the ground. There's a holding free kick being paid here, and it's going the way of Devery for Saints. Crowd around us don't like that one too much, Robbie, but that's the way it is. Devery kicks down the line. That's a good pass to McWilliams out in front, and he takes it in the hands in front of his face. about 50 metres out from goal. He's looking to switch back into the corridor now, but the kick's just gone over the top, and again a good defensive mark taken by Barling for Tars, but they're just messing around with a bit in defence here and got themselves into some trouble, and now an opportunity for Saints to kick for goal. It's Buildup, I think, in the end, who just pounced on that opportunity and kicked truly to the city end for another Saints goal.
Yeah, Baldock, the veteran of this team here, is the 4th year in the under-18s, Isaiah Baldock, and just finished off nicely there.
I guess that's how you become a veteran in under-18s, Robbie.
Yeah, probably playing his 50th this year. But Emboscado's good. It's been good back there, but yeah, a lot of forward 50 entries there for Warriors to deal with, and it ended up breaking it.
Well, they didn't help themselves that time, did they? Just trying to be a bit cute with it in the back line, where they just needed to get it out of there, really. So as much as Tars have been more impressive this quarter, Saints have answered the 2 goals that they've scored. So see what happens from this clearance. Niembo with the big thump forward, but Romolo couldn't control it. Niembo follows up, but Paulson picks up, kicks half smothered as the ball bounces forward of centre for Tars. They're looking to just tap it forward. Blittner uses his body to get his opponent out the way. Now goes in, reaches in, picks up the ball, gets a quick kick out wide, and a toe poke forward, sees the ball inside forward 50, but a kick off the ground, fortunately for Saints, fell into the hands there of Bush, and he kicks grandstand side. Another good pass by Fairchild and a good mark again by McPhee, and he just settles things down now as he looks for options forward. He floats one out towards centre half forward. A good intercept defensive mark down there by Cooper Best for Tars. He plays on now, runs around the player on the mark, looks to kick long straight down the middle of the ground. Out in front there for Tars was James Martin. He just couldn't control the ball. He's back on it again, but couldn't pick it up. A quick kick off the ground by Barling. Sees the ball out wide, but Saints are going to be first there, and picked up cleverly by Niambo. Gets around a couple of players. Hand passes out wide, but this hand pass hit the ground, but well recovered out there by Williams for Saints, and he hooks the ball forward. And a quick hand pass out the back by Panaris. Sees Saints with the opportunity to go forward again. Ball bounces just inside the centre square. Trying to burst through there was McPhee, and he was tackled high according to the umpire. And McPhee now looking to go inside forward 50. It just sits that one up a bit and gives the Tars defender the opportunity to come over the top, and Clancy McCormick takes a good mark and then hits his teammate out wide in Cooper Best. Best has a runner in the middle of the ground. Emboscado running through there, and that's a beautiful pass. This is better play from Tars as they link up with loose players through the middle of the ground. Sivior slows it up a bit now, looking to pass forward. The kick was pretty good, just slipped through the hands there of Marr over the back, and Saints across half back. Connor Williams gets the kick out of defence, and Vrodos just tries to toe poke it forward, but wasn't really effective for Tars as Saints chip it around the grandstand side again. And McPhee again takes the mark. He's got a runner short here. He's going to go that way, but he sat that one up a bit high, and again good defensive work by Papworth for Waratah. Takes the intercept mark, and now he's going short into the middle of the ground, but Siviar just couldn't control the ball with one hand, and Saints through the hands try to work it forward. McPhee again on the left foot, just slams it inside forward 50. It's pretty open down there. Coming across was Panaris, got his hands to the ball, couldn't mark, but Tars clear it out of defence. Niambo out in front, takes possession and gets tackled straight away, has to hand pass it out. Coming in was the big fella for Tars in Kearney, gets the hand pass forward, but it's Barling who swings it around, but off target, and only Joel Burke out there. He chopped it off, gets it inboard to Bush. Bush hand passes back to Niambo. Niambo goes long into open space in the St Mary's forward line, but no one can get to it before it bounces over the boundary line in the left forward pocket.
As the game has gone on, Stu, it's been a very even performance from St Mary's. There hasn't been a real clear standout, except from Romolo early. Everyone's just done their part with these young kids coming through. I think there's about 5 or 6 for Saints that are under 16 eligible as well.
Yeah, as we said, they've looked pretty impressive, and Coach Jared Livingston will be pretty happy with what he's seeing so far, I would think. As Devery gets a quick hand pass forward, and McWilliams comes in, picks up the ball, tries to get past a couple, gets the hand pass out, and Devery with a quick hands over to Jermaine Jallo, and Jallo finishes beautifully from the top of the goal square. So again, good teamwork from Saints, sharing it around, and quick hands, clean hands, and a good finish.
Yeah, Shannon Devery is a very small sort of player, but as I mentioned earlier as well, his hands have been very good, and if you're going to have that attribute being a small player, you've got to bring something else to the game, and his hands and ground level possessions have been, ground ball gets has been really good.
Yeah, his work rate's good too. He's worked both ends of the ground. He's playing half forward now. He's on the wing earlier, but he's up and down the ground a bit, so it's been a bit of a handful for
Tars. Seems like St Mary's have rotated their midfield through again as well. Both sides have had 8 or 9 players go through there today.
So only about a minute to go in this third quarter as from the restart. Niambo wins that hit out, but Barling chops it off. Hand passes forward, now receives it back and kicks long inside forward 50. So Tars with the opportunity late in this quarter as they get inside forward 50 there. It's a bit of a crude attack on the ball, and it'll be a Waratah free kick to James Martin on just inside forward 50 on the outer side of the ground, and just looking to sit the ball up, I think, but he's just kicked that high and wide and out of bounds on the full, unfortunately for Waratah, when they probably had an opportunity to hit the scoreboard late in the quarter there. But Saints take the free kick, take it round the outer side of the ground, and they're just happy to see the clock run down from here, I would think. So that kick around falls into the hands of McWilliams up the ground. He hooks it around. Running back was Cooper Best for Tars, but he's under plenty of pressure from 3 or 4 Saints opponents, but Siren saves him in the end. So a better quarter of footy as far as the contest goes, Robbie. 3 goals to 2 in Saints' favour, but Tars would have been hoping to make some inroads into that lead, and that's not the way it panned out.
No, it didn't pan out that way, Stu. It opened up a little bit with 5 goals being scored in that quarter, breaking down a bit through forward 50 entries. And Pescato was good for Warriors back there, and Jed Fairchild had a good quarter as well for Saints. Saints sharing that workload as well, as we mentioned.
This afternoon here at Waratah, TIO Stadium. To the left of your radio they go.
Wow, what a goal to start the game.
Beautifully picked up by Makar. Beautiful. Goes for home and has nailed an absolute ripstorter. From the pocket, and he's kicked an absolute ripper.
ready. Welcome back to Gardens Oval, TIO NTFL Under-18s football with Stu Davis and Robbie Hale. Warriors going to need to kick 7 here, Stu, to get back to win this game of footy.
Yeah, it's hard to see, isn't it, especially with 16-minute quarters. But I guess early in the season they'd just be looking for positive signs and make sure that they keep running out the contest and try to hit the scoreboard as much as they can. So from the restart, Tars won the clearance, but it's Saints who have been able to rebound it, and now Panaris gets the hand pass across here to Romolo. Romolo switches back outside, hooks the ball down towards goal, and that's another great finish.
Quick response there from St Mary's straight away at the start of this fourth quarter. Michael Romolo had that outstanding first quarter, has topped off that effort.
Yeah, just looks smooth with the ball, doesn't he? He knows the running patterns and just got around his opponent pretty easily then, and a good finish from about 35 out.
Yeah, when I did coach him a few years ago, his running capabilities were off the charts, and he's run all day today.
So not the start to the last quarter that Tars were looking for, but the big fella Clayton Jules in there be looking to get his hands on the ball and get him going forward, and he does. He just thumps it forward, and running out onto it from centre half forward was Morgan. Got the hand pass across, but the kick from Polson has gone out wide. An opportunity for Tars out there if they can pick up cleanly, get it in. The kick goes in, but it's chopped off by Burke for Saints. He kicks high and long down the outer wing, and Saints with the opportunity through the hands gets it back to Wilson. Wilson, a short pass, finds McWilliams in front of the scoreboard on the outer side of the ground. So McWilliams now swings around on the left foot, drills the ball inside forward 50. That slips over the back. Coleman picks up, tries to hook around the corner. Just missed his boot out there as the Tars defenders pounced on him, and we'll have a ball up just inside the boundary line, about 30 around from the St Mary's goal.
Yeah, just sharing that workload, the Saints. Very workmanlike performance today for coach Jared Livingston.
So Coleman wins the hit out and falls backwards. Devery swoops in, picks up, kicks towards goal. That's a really good finish as the ball was loose out of the ruck contest, just swooped on it and ran off a couple of paces, steadied themselves. You just see on the replay here on the screen as the ball just slips out of that pack of players, and Devery just, again, clean hands and just scooted away from his opponents and thumped it through for another Saints goal.
Yeah, if these kids want to be Premier League players, you have to be one-grab footballers, and at under-18 level you can tap it and get away with it, but Devery there, just one hand, clean grab, and transition into high-level football. That's what you need to be able to incorporate into your game, Stu.
Exactly right. You mishandle and you lose a couple of metres at least of space that you might have had. So from the restart again, things starting to look a bit ominous for Tars here as Saints had clicked into gear at the start of the fourth quarter. Ball on the ground, and it's Brett Wilson there being held without the ball as he was reaching in, so he'll take the free kick just backward of centre for St Mary's. He's trying to direct some traffic down there. Kicks high and long down to forward 50, but a good mark cutting across by Brody and Biscardo once again. Probably been in Tars' best one or two players, I would have thought.
Yeah, for sure.
And kick just comes out to the grandstand side here. There's a scramble of players, a quick kick forward by Saints, and it's gone out of bounds on the full, and Biscardo will come across and take that kick in. So he goes long, just inboard from the boundary a bit. Strong contest on the ball, but illegal, and it's going to be a Waratah free kick. And it's going to be Braden Wade who'll be the recipient of that free kick for high contact.
Yeah, Niambo's attack on the footy there.
So Wade tries to run off quickly, gets a hand pass to Blittner, who swings around now on the right foot, chips the ball inside forward 50. Big Ma got his hands to the ball, couldn't control it. Fairchild swooping across the back, tried to duck back inside, lost his footing and gave the Tars forwards the opportunity. Some strong body work going in, a quick kick forward, and Tars the opportunity as Ma looks to run onto it, but ball beats him over the boundary line, and it'll be a boundary throw in once again, and Tars in Tars' left forward pocket right next to the behind post.
Yeah, let's see if they can get a goal. They haven't been blessed with goals today, only kicking the 2 goals through Ethan Barling and Jack Sivera.
Yeah, both in that third quarter, when they looked a bit more impressive at the start of the quarter. And here a free kick to Burke for St Mary's for a high tackle, and allows them to relieve to the outer side of the ground. Just at his ankles there, Jelog just couldn't control it, and the ball's out of bounds again, and another boundary throw in.
A lot of players hands on hip walking. It is a very tough conditions today.
Yeah, that cloud's lifted a little bit too. The sun's come through, so starting to get pretty warm and steamy, but yeah, they're all Darwin residents, probably used to it, but doesn't make it any easier as Paulson again just runs out of the pack with the ball, kicks forward. Burke got his hands to the ball, almost held onto it, but recovered well. Flicks the hand pass across, and Fairchild runs the ball out of defence. Chips in short, that's a good pass, and he fights Gabiko. Gabiko plays on quickly down the line, just over the head of his intended target there, and running across was Metcalf at Tars. Strongly tackled by Devery, but just caught over the shoulder, and he'll take the free kick.
Devery's pressure as well has been good today.
Yeah.
Some positives there for young Devery.
Trying to find Emboscado there. The kick fell short and put him under all sorts of pressure. Devery's in there again, diving on the pack, and now wrapping Metcalf again up in the tackle. So they're having a real contest, those two.
Jed Fairchild off half back as well. Another good run off from Create. He was on Ollie Paulson, which is good contribution from him.
So the clearance there won by Best for Tars, got it inside forward 50. Here's an opportunity with a kick on goal now. It's going into the goal square, running onto it. Oh, they just couldn't control it as Barling was running in on to goal, but the kick forward perhaps could have been a shot on goal instead. But Fairchild brings the ball back into play, kicks long to the outer side of the ground. That's a great kick, and Saints in 2 kicks have got the ball up to the centre wing, where Paniris over the back kicks long out wide. Yeah, he's looking out there for Angus Cock. Cock controls it now, kicks inside. He's got the big fella in the goal square. Coleman just got his hand to the ball, couldn't mark it, but ball on the ground, and Saints are still in there applying the pressure. The hand pass comes across. Devery's got some space now, and he'll make no mistake from about 15 metres out. So yeah, unfortunate for the big fella Coleman down there, just running backwards, got his hand to the ball, but kept it in play, and again, good teamwork, got it over to Devery, and Devery kicks 2 in a row. Yeah,
St Mary's transition's been really good. Their ball movement, for a young under-18 side, their ball movement has been very good today, and young Devery got the lick of the ice cream there, and got the reward for his team. Tars will really need to take something out of this last 7.5 minutes, get their pressure up, get their confidence back up.
Yeah, that's right. They've had their moments, that's for sure, and certainly had a couple of the better players on the ground. But I think, as you said before, Saints' team performance has been the key today, and contributors all over the ground. So players are in position. We're right to go for the restart. About 7 minutes left in this opening round game as ball hits the ground. An opportunity for Tars, and Paulson just slams it high towards half forward. Bush coming across for Saints, couldn't control it. It's tapped forward again at ground level. Ethan Bush is in there again, gets the hand pass out, and now Saints have got it forward of centre. As some good defensive work once again down there by Papworth. Got the hand pass across, just wasn't controlled though, and now a chance for Metcalf to swing it towards the grandstand side. The ball bounces unfavourably for the Saints players who were first there. Running onto it for Tars was Kearney. He got slammed into the ground and he'll take the free kick. He looks to chip in short, and he does to Emboscado. Emboscado takes the mark and off a step kicks long inside forward 50, hits the target down there, and I think that might be the big fella Augusto who's taken the mark, and he's about 35 out from goal for Tars. He's going back as if to have a shot at goal.
Yeah, Paulson was just trying to get the cheeky one in the corridor there, but he missed him.
Doesn't look 100% confident as he stands over this one. Comes in now, kicks going to fall in the goal square where the big long levers have grabbed the mark directly in front, and it's the big ruckman Clayton Jewell. He's battled pretty hard all day, and a goal here would be some good reward for him, and he just chips that one through, no problem at all. So Tars are on the board in the last quarter.
Yeah, there's a bit of talent on display here today, Stu. Some definite future Premier League prospects, I believe. Jewel, you don't have kids that big up here in the Territory, so I'd like to see him get some opportunities in the coming years. And Saints have a lot of young players that have performed well today, and their work rate has been elite.
Yeah, that's right. It's encouraging for both clubs, and Saints just a bit more spread of talent across the park, and they've been pretty impressive today in a first round hit out. And so running through the middle was Gabiku, who got the kick forward, but Tars across half back. The sweeping hand pass comes out to Poulsen. The hand pass is inboard, and now an opportunity for Tars to run forward again as Kearney kicks down and fighting for the ball. The hand pass comes out, but again, Saints strong in defence. The kick comes out, but mark almost taken, but Saints again with clean hands and player out in space, and the kick finds Romolo just backward of centre here. He chips short to a running player. The pass wasn't the best, but Saints have got the numbers to tidy it up if they can get their hands on it. They do now. Romolo hand passes inboard and then gets it back on a 1-2, ducks back inside, and a chip kick over the top finds Gabiku in a little bit of space in front of the grandstand in front of us. His kicks a worm burner along the grandstand side here, but good hands and a hand pass inside. Wilson running onto it, kicks inboard. McWilliams is going to be first there. Oh, clever sort of a hand pass to Devery. Hand passes to big Coleman. Coleman wants a shot at goal. Hooks it around the corner. I think he's got it. That's a good finish. He probably had 2 or 3 players over the top that he could have given to, but he had the confidence to go himself and finish, and has probably deserved a goal, Robbie.
Yeah, Ethan Coleman, the son of Tony Coleman. The Coleman family, a very prestigious family up in the top end here in Darwin, own a number of businesses and have sponsored the St Mary's Community Football Club for a number of years, 30, 40 years.
Yeah, they've been great supporters of St Mary's, that's for sure, and it's good to see the family members coming through and playing some footy for Saints. So just back in the centre of the ground now as the clock ticks down. 3 minutes to go in this final quarter, and St Mary's again have blown it apart with 4 goals to 1 so far in this quarter, so have just stretched that lead at every change. As from the restart, it's Tars getting their hands on the ball, but the hand pass comes out wide. Saints going to be first there, running in as Angus Cock lays the tackle, and just a stalemate there as Connor Best was wrapped up in the tackle, and we'll have a ball up. A good hit out from Mac Jackson for Saints there, who's been moved into the ruck as they try to force the ball forward. Picked up, and a quick kick by Nathaniel goes sideways across to half forward. Panaris, good hands to McWilliams, back to get Jalel out there, and now a shot on goal. Running shot on goal from Angus Cock, but you could see him throw his head back as soon as he kicked it, as it's gone off the side of the boot and out of bounds on the full.
Yeah, better players today, Cock. I'd have him probably up there in that conversation. I think Romolo's been best on for both sides today. Had that really good first quarter when the game was there to be won.
So Tars bring it in, and Kearney on the end of this one goes long around the outer wing. Oh, strong marks have been taken there. It's it's Augusto again, I think, but no, it's a free kick for a block. So Tars looking to get the ball down towards half forward, reaching up with one hand was Jewel, but couldn't control it, and Saints thump it out of defence. Again, the ball in front is almost controlled by Kearney, but under some pressure the ball goes over the boundary line, and we'll have a boundary throw in on the outer side between wing and half forward for St Mary's, with just a minute to go on the clock. So again, some good strong work by Jackson in the ruck for Saints, managed to force it forward, but a Waratah free kick here. They're looking to take the advantage. That's not going to be allowed. The ball will have to come back, and I think with the clock racing down, there's not going to be much time for anything to happen out of this, and the kick is a turnover anyway, and the kick there by Jackson is chopped off by James Kearney at half back for Waratah. He's going back down the line again where there's a bit of a congestion of players, and just picked off pretty easily in defence, and Saints looking to chip the ball back inside the corridor. Running onto it there is King for St Mary's. He kicks long. He's felled after he kicked the ball, and it'll be a free kick downfield, and this will be the last kick of the game as the siren's about to sound. We've just got to work out who's going to take the kick.
Wrapping up for today's game, Ollie Paulson, a clear best on, I think, best player for Warriors, along with Ethan Barling, Jewel and Emboscado in the best four for them. Romolo, but clearly I had him best on. I think Cock was very good. I'd have Devry in there. He's going for his goal here for his third, I believe, Devry.
That's a great finish,
and he's kicked it. I'd have Devry in there for the third, for the one vote. Now he's just sealed that, and he's cramping, the young fella. But St Mary's had a good spread of talent there. A lot of players there, a lot of attributes that Jared Livingston will be able to work with. They're spread from the contest. Final score down at Gardens Oval, 12-5-77 St Mary's to the Warriors 3-3-21. Thanks for tuning in to AFL NTV. Your host Rob Hale with Stu Davis. Thank you.